Have you ever worked with a student who sees everything on the page but still can't make sense of it? Or maybe a student who passes every vision screening yet struggles to copy from the board, read fluently, or stay focused during visual tasks? It might not be about their eyesight, it might be about how their brain processes and understands what they see. So today we're going to talk about breaking down the difference between visual processing and visual perceptual skills. These are two areas that are absolutely essential for learning, reading, and participation in school. Hi, I'm Margaret, a pediatric physical therapist from your therapy source, and on this channel I talk a lot about how understanding the brain and the body helps students succeed. So if you've ever wondered how vision connects to learning or what these two terms really mean, you're in the right place because it can get confusing. So let's start by looking at what happens inside the brain when we see. When we talk about visual processing, we're talking about the brain's ability to receive and organize visual information from the eyes. Light enters the eyes, travels along the optic nerve, and lands in the visual cortex in the back of the brain. From there, the brain identifies lines, colors, movement, and spatial relationships, everything that builds the foundation of what we see. Visual processing happens instantly and automatically. Think of it like the hardware of a computer, the system that takes in and transfers data. When visual processing is working well, students can track lines of text, notice differences in shapes, and follow movement easily. But when it's inefficient, they might lose their place while reading, get tired during visual tasks, or become completely overwhelmed in busy environments, even if they have perfect eyesight. So visual processing is about taking in information, but it doesn't stop there. The next step is figuring out what all that information means. That's where visual perceptual skills come in. And these are the learned abilities that help the brain interpret what it sees. Think of them as the software that gives meaning to the visual data your hardware collects. So here's a few examples. Visual discrimination, that's what helps a student tell the difference between similar letters like B and D. Or figure ground perception, that helps them find one word in a crowded paragraph. And visual memory allows them to remember what a shape or a word looks like after they've seen it. Visual closure is another example, and that helps them recognize an image even if a part of it is missing. So that's just an example of some visual perceptual skills. And when these skills are strong, students can copy patterns, read efficiently, and stay visually organized. But when they're weak, you might see letter reversal, skipped words, frustration with puzzles, mazes, and handwriting. So while visual processing is taking in the picture, visual perceptual skills are understanding it. Both systems work hand in hand. Visual processing is like noticing a red shape on the page. Visual perception is realizing that shape is a heart. When these systems are out of sync, learning can feel harder, even though intelligence or motivation are not the issue. So what can we do to support students who struggle in these areas? First, observe early. Notice if a student loses their place, skips lines, or struggles to copy. These are signs of visual processing or visual perceptual challenges. Second, try simplifying visuals. Keep worksheets and classroom displays clear and organized, because too much visual clutter just makes processing really hard. That goes for everybody. Third, practice those visual perceptual skills. Use matching games, mazes, puzzles, or design copy activities. These build discrimination, visual memory, visual motor, all types of visual perceptual skills. Number 4, try to incorporate movement. When you link visual and motor tasks like catching, tracing, writing, drawing on vertical surfaces, that movement reinforces brain pathways for attention, coordination, and visual perceptual skills. And finally, support global understanding. Help students see the big picture by breaking those visual tasks into steps and showing how the pieces fit together. When we intentionally support these areas, we're not just helping students see better, we're helping them learn better. And remember to keep in mind that you really should reach out to your pediatrician or make sure you schedule, of course, to start with, a vision exam. If you do see that a student is struggling, you want to contact home, let them know some of the struggles you're seeing so that they can arrange for that student to, step one should always be to be assessed by a physician to make sure that we're not missing any pieces and to confirm that their visual skills and that their actual acuity is on point. So if you found this helpful, check out the links below. There's some links to printable resources and this information in writing. So, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a teacher or a therapist who supports visual learners every day. See you next time.